lot at the Empowerment Resource Center.
Yes.
Miss Jackie.
Yes.
Who's my favorite. She gives me a problem all the time. But,
Never.
You know, but she does her thing. And like, we're here to tell y'all about the National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day.
Yes.
And since a lot of y'all don't read, I'm finna come in here and we're gonna give you a visual of the process. Cause a lot of y'all are scary and everything. Y'all out there doing some stuff that y'all shouldn't be doing. And now you don't want the repercussions. It's just like, hey, just like a credit check. Make sure everything good, all right?
I love that. Okay, this is an HIV test. People get nervous about HIV testing. This is a rapid test. The rapid test is an oral collection, and you're going to be my sample collector.
Okay.
Results are going to be provided within 20 minutes. You'll get 1 of 3 results. This is an oral quick rapid test. So, I'm going to walk you through it. This is the developer solution that we will use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I want you to take this paddle,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to stick it between your gum and your lip. And I want you to keep it flat. And I want you to go down.
My gum and my lip.
Right. Gum and your lip. Stick
Like
it
this?
between. Yes.
In the back or?
Here. And go around and down.
Mm-hmm.
Go around and down. Keep it flat. I want it good and sloppy, like you've seen a very boring movie. Is it good and sloppy?
Mm-hmm.
Don't scrape, because I don't want your breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. You got it? It's good and sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sir, I'd like you to put it here. Okay, give me the stick.
Well, I want to make sure you got it all.
I don't want to know your DNA. I don't want to know if you're related to Oprah.
That's
okay,
it?
so that's it. So results will be in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. 20 minutes.
22
It's just that
minutes.
simple. So
It's
no
just-
blood or anything.
No blood. So.
Y'all see how simple that was?
No blood.
Now it's the 20 minutes of death.
No.
Because you know everybody's like, oh my God, this is the longest 20 minutes of my life.
Now, as I said, you get 1 of 3 results.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a preliminary positive, we'll talk about that.
Preliminary
If
positive.
you get a negative, we'll talk about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get an invalid, and we'll talk about that. That means you may not give me enough of
Wasn't
a
sloppy
specimen,
enough?
but I believe you got me good.
You know, I tried to make sure, because I brushed my teeth this morning, and then I Listerine, so I just want to make sure.
I saw Listerine and Crest.
Okay, Crest.
So,
How you know Crest?
See, I'm sorry.
Because I did use Crest.
Absolutely.
I did.
That's
All
no,
right,
the
gotcha.
test does not determine what type of toothpaste. But the thing is, if someone comes in they're negative,
Mhm.
there's a window period. So we ask basically when was the last time you had unprotected sex,
Mhm.
get some risk information.
Mhm.
If you've had unprotected sex within the last, we say 90 days, then we'll tell you to get tested again if you're uncertain.
Mhm.
But I think the problem that people have is they don't understand what unprotected means
Right.
and reduce risk.
Gotcha.
For instance, if you are in a monogamous relationship,
Mhm.
which means you are monogamous and your partner is monogamous.
Right.
With-
So no side chicks.
With no side chick and your main chick and your main
I
chick
got
ain't
you.
feeling you no more.
Mhm.
None of that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you
Shout
gotta
out
be.
to Trinidad.
Yeah, I saw you took a picture. No side chicks. You
Mhm.
gotta be monogamous with that person.
Gotcha.
That's practicing safe sex.
Okay.
And so it's unrealistic to think that young folk are not gonna get their swerve on at some point in life and may change their mind.
Mhm.
But you have to at least practice take some measures into some safety measures into consideration. For instance, if I meet you today, I don't need to wear my panties on my head today.
Gotcha.
I need to at least, and if I do wear my panties on my head, I need to use protection until I find out a little bit more about you.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. What other questions do you have?
So, when you say the process, so you're saying that if somebody, this test could go three ways: positive, negative, or invalid.
Mhm.
Invalid means that you could possibly not have given enough.
Right. And the test, I want you to look here. This color wave
Mhm.
tells me that it's processing and you've given me enough samples. So invalid is not on the table right now.
Okay.
So right now we're waiting to see whether you're negative or positive. And so you and I will talk about risk factors.
Mhm.
When was the last time you engaged in sexual activity?
Mhm.
What concerns do you have? We'll talk about risk reduction plan. We provide free condoms around the clock. So
Mhm.
if people want condoms, they can come here and pick them up. That's one of the services that we provide. And condoms, again, is not the only option. It's monogamous relationships, reducing the number of partners that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so funny is that people go, oh my God, I only had chlamydia. You had the bad HIV, the bad STD. HIV is an STD.
Right.
So you get them all the same way. And if I could get people to understand that, if I'm testing you for HIV, you probably should get tested for chlamydia. Because it's chlamydia for this demographic, your population, your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Chlamydia from ages 15 to 29, that's when it hits that group. And most don't even know that they have it. It's curable. For women, there are very few symptoms. For men, you may see a little light discharge. It's not painful, but it can cause infertility. And that's the problem. So you have it, you may not get treated for it. 5 years down the line, you may not be able to have children. What's that movie? For colored girls, remember when Carol Washington couldn't have no babies? She had to have developed PID and have had it for a long time, which made her infertile.
Gotcha.
You want to talk about my favorite STD?
Which one's your favorite? Herpes?
Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea? They're gone, sorry.
Yeah, that's my favorite. You know why? Because if you have gonorrhea, you're going to come and see me. You're gonna. It's gonna be don't meet me there, beat me there. You're gonna beat down the doors because it burns when you urinate, and people are very uncomfortable, and they start calling saying like it's hot day. When are you gonna come in? Hey, what you doing tomorrow? So gonorrhea tends to bring people in because it's really uncomfortable. People with HIV, people live longer now. It used to be people died in 18 months. You get it, you develop it, you die. Now people living longer, so people are complacent. But the problem is the medications that you have to take, the precautions you have to take, the consistency of taking your medicine at the same time every day is difficult.
Gotcha. What do you think? What is the biggest question you get, say, from 15 to 29? What is the most repeated question that you get, and what do you think is the biggest fear that 15 to 29 get? Because I know
they're fearless. They're fearless. Questions about oral sex. Questions about smells. That population also experiences trichomonas, and it's smelly. So it's more obvious.
Right.
The myth that because they call different body parts a cat is supposed to smell, that's not true. A lot of oral sex questions. Can I develop HIV if I'm giving somebody head or I'm a recipient? I would say mostly around oral sex.
Gotcha.
So we'll wait this 20 minutes.
So I got a question. So, because everybody, our demo is going to ask these questions and stuff.
Absolutely.
So when you say unprotected sex, now, can you enlighten them on oral? Because a lot of people think about that it's just intercourse. It's not necessarily, because you got to think about that, because there's people out here.
Let's talk about it. Okay, this is what I get.
They get
constantly. People say, "Is oral sex? What is it? What did we call it?"
Oral sex. Of course, it's sex.
Okay, it's sex.
Right.
So I'll give you some examples. We all have people who like chlamydia and gonorrhea. You'll get a urine test for chlamydia or gonorrhea, and it may be negative.
Right.
But if we do an oral test, it may be positive.
Really?
Yes. So we ask people about their risk factors. Do you engage in oral sex? Do you engage in anal sex? This demographic also has anal sex because they're thinking, oh, okay, I'm not going to get anyone pregnant.
Right.
Or there are women who say, I'm still a virgin if I have anal sex.
Right.
But you can get STDs.
There's women out there think that for real.
Yes. Men too. Don't blame the sisters. Men too. Yes. So, sex is sex.
Right. Got it.
Whether it's oral, anal, whether it's vaginal, whether it's, and you have to be even careful with, as we say, dry humping. I don't want to be the dirty old lady, because syphilis is one of those STDs where X marks the spot. So if you are engaging, if it touched the skin and someone has syphilis, then there's a possibility.
You got.
Absolutely.
What do you think is the easiest way to inform our demo? Because I know that everybody's nervous. Even when I speak to my interns, everybody gets nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be like, why not? here you go. You know, I never have a fear about it, but you know, it feels like everybody's fearless, but they're also scary.
They are, and let me say this: this is the problem I see with the young, your target demographic and ours, that they won't act on the fear. They're afraid, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to do anything. If I stick my head in the sand, I won't know, and no one else will know.
Right.
So the thing is to know your status because it's manageable. HIV is now a chronic illness. It's not like it used to be, where it was a death sentence. So it's manageable if you educate yourself. So I will give it to President Obama for doing these affordable care and these initiatives. The key is to get people tested. If we test you, you know your status, then we'll know what to do. Right. So when I say we'll have 1 to 3 results, and then we'll talk about it. Negative may not be negative. If you've had unprotected sex yesterday, this is not going to tell you anything. Or if you've had anonymous partners, because we get a lot of people with anonymous partners. And for some reason, I think some of the music makes people uninhibited. And so they think you rack it up by having more partners. That's fine. Use protection. Be smart about it.
Right.
And then act on your health. That's the thing. People are responsible for their reproductive.
So what's your advice to all the young people that listen to the music and they see their favorite artists talking about having this many women and doing this every night, but you don't hear any of them? For some reason, nobody in hip-hop has AIDS. You know what I'm saying? They don't make
or
that.
Nobody has herpes.
Or nobody has herpes.
Nobody has gonorrhea. But let me say this. They're making money and they have health insurance.
And who's to say they don't?
And you don't know. I mean, I've seen the rumors about certain celebrities saying, oh, she has herpes. I won't call any names because she's not a client of ours. I don't know. But you don't know what people have. And you can't, and I think that's a perfect question. You can't look at people and see what they have. Because, oh, she fine, she this. You cannot look at people because people look so different that you can change your hair, your eye color, you can change the shape of your body as Nicki Minaj, and all of those things. You don't know what you have underneath. So the key is to just be smart. You can have as many partners as you want. You can break it off anytime you get ready. You just need to be smart about it. You just need, you can smash as much as you want. You just got to be smart about it. That's all we're saying, right? Be smart about it. I applaud y'all for what y'all doing.
Definitely.
Mi corazón está tristísimo.